What's good with y'all? Tribe? Welcome back to another one. Today we're going through the cloning and elites and all that type of stuff like that. Y'all make sure y'all go in and like, subscribe, and share the video. Let's go on and get into that video, man. Peace.
Stars grown in the Disney Genetic Engineering Lab will be unveiled to the public.
Right. Now, Tracy, most of our viewers are already familiar with a lot of the products that have come out of the Disney
I
Lab.
am.
Yes. But how exactly do you create a Hilary Duff or a Miley Cyrus from scratch?
Right.
Well, we're going to find out exactly how it's done right now, because joining us live from the Disney Lab is one of their lead geneticists, Dr. Andrew Rourke. Welcome, Dr. Rourke. There's quite an operation you've got going on out there.
Thanks, Jim.
So the stars that we see on TV are actually grown right here?
That's correct. They're grown and developed here. We engineer their brains for advanced singing and dancing capabilities, even posing for photos.
People think they be playing because they sit up here and put this as though it's satire. It's not. This ain't satire. Like they dead serious. These people ain't playing.
By the time they grow to desired size, these child stars are fully ready for the camera or the concert tours or whatever Disney chooses to put them in.
That is simply amazing. Now, how long does it take to actually create a star from scratch?
Well, not very long at all. We use the exact same DNA structure for all of our stars, and then we simply tweak minor details like hair color or skin tone.
Right, yeah, we do have some footage here of some of the well-known creations that have come out of your lab. Let's take a look.
Yes, well, that's model 6831-A, publicly known as Mitchell Musso, standard male base with a type 3 skin pigmentation.
Wow.
And that's model 6831-B. We give him slightly thicker eyebrows and type 5 skin.
Well, so it's sort of like putting a puzzle together there.
Exactly.
Amazing.
Okay, here we've got some of the images of some of the newest models. We're going to be seeing a lot of these kids in the future.
It really looks like you have someone for every kid in America to love
Well, that's
here.
the idea, Tracy. Our writers find it very liberating. For example, our new model, Haley, is a singing, dancing, snowboarding, half Japanese, half Indian girl.
Wow.
Now, finding her in reality would be impossible.
Right, but sounds like a surefire hit to me. Oh, now this one's Zac Efron. I've seen him before.
Yes, Zach was actually one of our earliest
My
models.
daughters love him. I mean, he looks so real.
Actually, I think we could have done a better job with Zach. He could show more human tendencies. If you look closely, you'll notice there's a certain deadness around the eyes.
I do see that, yes.
I'm sorry, it's hard for me to watch because all I see is all my mistakes.
Yeah.
Boy, he seems flawless to me.
Well, he's holding up, but there was a bug in that first batch, and as a result, Zach's skin will soon begin to dissolve.
No, poor Zac Efron.
Yeah, them people ain't playing, man. They dead ass serious.
Did you know Disney has a weird ass tie to Jeffrey Island?
How?
Ghislaine Maxwell.
Who's that again?
She got arrested and she's on trial for Jeffrey Island because Jeffrey already died, right?
Yeah.
She's the last one that's kind of part of the running of the island.
Yeah.
People looked into it and they found out she used to work for Disney. And not only did she work for Disney, she was a child talent scout.
What's the odds of that, right?
For Disney, fam.
Oh, okay,
She
I
was
already know where this is going.
Talent scout for Disney.
Yeah.
And she was very involved. Now, people did even more digging. Around the same time, when she was working there, the Disney cruises, one of the stops was at St. Little James Island for snorkeling.
Oh, no.
And St. Little James Island
Is right beside
is
them?
Jeffrey Island.
No.
Why you think that is?
Oh,
Yeah.
fam.
Think about it like this.
Yeah.
It's snorkeling, right?
Uh-huh.
People always get lost at sea.
I mean, it ain't funny, but telling me all that's coincidence? Come on now.
Wasn't just some sicko flying politicians to an island. This dude was obsessed with cloning, DNA, transhumanism. He wanted to start a baby farm in New Mexico to breed his own race.
Jeffrey Epstein's Zorro Ranch, which is known to have an 8,000 square foot underground level and is rumored to lead even deeper underground. Hope to seed the human race after a cataclysm by impregnating 20 women at a time at the Zorro Ranch.
He wanted his brain and his genitals frozen so he could live forever. It was a f***ing lab. He was the mad scientist.
Check it out now. You see what's going on in the world, and this man talking about he wanted to seed his DNA for this coming cataclysm that these people playing it. You think these people playing? These people is not playing, man. These people dead ass. This man over here trying to clone and you know, put his DNA all throughout the earth. Like, come on, man. But they going like it's just some child, you know. Nah, bro, it's bigger than that. It's bigger than that.
And his sidekick, Ghislaine Maxwell?
Phil Schneider also built submarine bases and said that most were connected to the vast network of deep underground bases. Ghislaine Maxwell had a submarine license and was known to transport people to Epstein Island through an underwater submarine port.
She got
Like a couple videos ago, we went over the cities that they got underground, man. And all you look at this, all these kids going missing. Where you think they be at, man? Yeah, they be in them cities, probably with these people, man. It get dark,
20
man.
years in the cushiest prison in Florida. Where's the client list? Where's the justice? They're hiding it. Remember Virginia?
Your baby, but it would really be our baby, and we would have you sign a document.
One of the loudest survivors? She's gone. They said suicide. But come on. Her close friends say she was... Use your head. They're erasing these women while feeding you war headlines 24/7. You ain't seen nothing yet. Their whole thing is global reset by 2030. It's a script, and we're all in it.
I think we're ignoring a much bigger story here, one that deals with DNA, AI, and transhumanism. Let's get into it. Hey, Juliette Bryant, one of the Epstein survivors, went on a podcast and was talking about a chilling account that happened at Epstein's New Mexico estate, where she woke up unable to move in a laboratory surrounded by scientists.
That's crazy, huh?
She said they weren't doing the thing that everybody associates with Epstein. She said, quote, they were doing something else, something they don't want anyone to know about. They did something to me and I want to know what. That's why I won't stop until I find out.
Yeah, you know that boy's down there cloning. That boy was down there manipulating DNA, all type of stuff, man.
January, when over 5,000 pages of Epstein court docs were released, we learned that Epstein has very deep ties in academia, and that many of the people that were named were Harvard professors and MIT professors. So let's get into some of their work.
See what they trying to do though. They trying to keep your attention on the stars and the presidents and the politicians, but they ain't telling you about this right here. Wonder why? Why they ain't telling you about the scientists that was going down there? Why they ain't saying nothing about how this man was trying to clone and, you know, the documents about how I don't know if y'all seen the documents about how he was saying that they can make black people smarter and all this type of stuff like that. Like, this man was heavy into the genetics.
Before we do, it's important to note that Epstein was documented to having a great interest in cloning, DNA, and transhumanism, the belief that the human brain and body can and should be artificially enhanced using modern science and technology. Okay, first up, we have George Church. He's a...
Hold on, because a couple videos ago, we just went into the AI and the trend, what they call transhumanism with humans. That's what the boy was into. That's what they were doing.
Famous geneticist, and he is a professor at MIT and Harvard Medicine. He's most famously known for his de-extinction work, like reviving the woolly mammoth. He's also known for pioneering DNA data storage.
Did y'all see that? They just brought back the dire wolf. Did y'all see that? Yeah, they just brought that animal back from extinction.
Coding digital files into biological molecules, and the list goes on. And a lot of his work was funded by, you guessed it, Epstein. Next, we have a guy named Martin Nowak, and he's a Harvard mathematician, most famously known for his program at Harvard called Evolutionary Dynamics with the acronym PED, which is a little concerning considering his connections with Epstein. But either way, Epstein funded over $7 million to that program, and Nowak gave Epstein an office and a key card and free reign at the PED meetings. When Harvard found out about this, they said that he breached policy, and Nowak got a 2-year suspension from the school, and they ended his program. Last, we have Martin Minsky, who is known as the father of AI, and for good reason. He built the first neural network simulator. He's also authored many books on AI. He was named specifically in the court docs by some of the Epstein victims. A picture of Minsky and Epstein, it's important to note that the two of them organized symposiums on AI at Epstein Island between 2002 and 2011.
Remember, transhumanism. Remember, they trying to put a body to that AI.
Look at Church and Minsky. Even though there's no record that they ever collaborated, both explored how to redesign and mimic life's building blocks. Church did it through DNA, and Minsky did it through AI. OpenCog, the AI project Minsky co-founded and Epstein funded, aimed for artificial general intelligence, a concept that could theoretically integrate with Church's bioengineering, if you imagine uploading enhanced genomes into digital minds. In other words, they might be able to create the real-life Westworld. I think...
I don't know if y'all seen that movie Westworld, right? Not movie, it's a TV show. But think about it. They probably trying to get something like that going. Because if you can have a theme park, right, where people can come in and live in, let's say, I don't know, a thing like the Old West. That's what Westworld was about. And they could be with harlots. They can have a wife. You know, they can design a wife and all that type of stuff. They could, you know, go out and pew people, you know, with no consequences. Think about if they had a world like GTA, right? You could go in there and do whatever you want to with no repercussions. People would do that. They probably was trying to get something like that. They probably trying to get something like that going too. That's crazy. If you seen Westworld, drop that in the comments. Say Westworld or something like that. But let me know. Would y'all go to it?
This is just the tip of the iceberg, but I believe there was a lot more going on at the island and in New Mexico than what the mainstream media narrative has always been. So as the Epstein list is released in the next couple of days or months, I think we need to take a closer look at the names on the list and really dig in. What do you think about all of this? Let me know down below.
Kanye West is not the real Kanye, and the internet is onto it. There's been multiple clips of Kanye sounding the alarm. This clip where Kanye reveals something disturbing.
If I ever went anywhere, we'd know why. You understand what I'm saying?
And sure enough, Kanye disappeared for several weeks. And when he returned, something was just off. People started making videos pointing out the height difference, as well as the fact that in many clips, Kanye just appears to have lost all of his tattoos. Something is just off. The person in these photos just does not look like Kanye. He's even been seen shopping at the same high-end fashion house that he was previously sounding the alarm on.
Yeah, remember he was totally against Balenciaga because, you know, they had came out with the child trafficking stuff, you know, that stuff they was accused of with the little ads they had. And he was like all on it, going against them and everything. Then he come back and all of a sudden he wearing all their clothes and he all for them. That was crazy to me too.
You know, celebrities talking about the Balenciaga situation. All of these celebrities out here, don't let them influence you in any way because they're controlled by the people who really influence the world.
Given situations like Jamie Foxx's recent disappearance, there seems to be fewer and fewer celebrities who are willing to talk about this. Now let's all just pray for Ice Cube. Given what he's been saying, if he disappears, we know what's up.
How's Kanye? You have
well,
love for
I
him?
met like 5 or 6 different Kanye.
Do you remember when he was a nerd?
The first four was awesome. The last 2 was a little bit.
Couldn't you be like, do a Steve Harvey, be like, enough of this foolishness?
No, music is sort of like a mind your business thing.
Yo, Jada was like, music is a mind your business thing. You know, niggas gonna mind their business. They're trying to get caught up in all that.
In the hybrid programs that I was associated with, they were cloning not only species like plants and animals, but they were also regenerating tissues of extraterrestrials and growing them and then cloning them. And then they started cloning humans a very long time ago. It's interesting now that in the news, after talking about this a few times, that now they're coming forward. China just has been doing it forever, but in their underground facilities, cloning people, cloning, of course, you heard about, they cloned their first primate. And hey, they can clone a primate. This verifies what I'm talking about. Well, they can definitely clone a human. And
they've been doing this cloning stuff since the 70s. Like they've been really talking about it and trying to innovate it since the 70s. You think they ain't doing it now? In the 90s, they cloned the sheep. I remember when they came out and said they cloned the sheep. I think the sheep named Dolly or something like that. They've been doing it, bro, but they make people seem crazy to talk about this stuff because it's something that's taboo. But it ain't far-fetched, man. They've been doing it, and they got all type of movies on it. In fact, they got this movie called The Island. That movie tough. You should go see it if you ain't seen it. They got Westworld. They got Selfless tough. They was jumping in and out of bodies that they had other people's bodies and stuff. Yeah, it's crazy, man. This stuff real.
they're also growing humans for organs, but clones are everywhere. Human, extraterrestrial. They're wandering all over. You know, some people refer to these as doppelgangers because they can grow a human to look like someone and mind program and implant them with circuitry and things like this, and they will really think they had this life and implant them into a business or into whatever organization they want.
Is a clone, Emery, basically human being identical to the clone? And so they eat, they sleep, they do everything that a human does?
No. Why I think they made their clone Tyrone? It tell you in the movies, man. once again, best place to hide something is in plain sight. So they put it in a movie and then they act like the movie is fantasy. It's not fantasy. That stuff is real.
No, because they're, they still have to go through the growing process. It's a lot of work.
You can't speed that up.
Well, they have sped it up. They can make a George Norrie in about 8 years, from baby to you.
Okay.
The problem is the brain cannot grow that fast as the body can. There seems to be a problem they're having with the brain.
All right, y'all, that's all we got for today. Thanks for coming through and chilling out with your boy, man. Y'all go ahead and make sure y'all like, subscribe, and share the video. And guess what? I'm gonna holler at y'all next time, man. Peace.
I wake up, knowing I'm him, knowing I'm me, knowing I'm P. You at your mind, you way behind. If you can't see what I see. See that I'm popping, know that I'm locked in. On top of my shit, it's where I be. How many times have a nigga tried to bring me down, but they couldn't cause I stood T? Nigga, that's tall, I don't fall. Something like